Very sorry to disappoint you guys, but I'm not really a nerd. I just happen to be good at chess. I'm sorry. I can't help it, unfortunately. What to do? Lurling says, what stocks you invested in? I'm not going to discuss everything I own. One stock that I'm really I'm very on edge about the market right now. I'll give you one stock specifically or two stocks specifically that I'm in, that I'm looking at right now in terms of exit strategies. And they are MU, which is Micron, and Intel INTC. Basically trying to figure out what to do. Intel I got in a long time ago. I think my buy was $47, so I'm up something like 40%. They beat on earnings, but they are down 4% since the whole market is getting smashed today. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm very nervous about this market. I've said this for the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks when I've streamed, that I felt like this last week of January, I said this on Friday too, by the way, that this last week of January, this Monday, which is today, was going to be very telling in terms of where the market is going, and I didn't answer the question. Yeah, I'm going to get to a stock that I'll say on the long side, but again, I'm very nervous. Micron's another stock. I bought Micron in the low 30s. It's now at 55. It's down 4% today as well. I did sell some covered calls on my Micron stock a while back from March at $65, so I have some protection there, slight protection on the downside. I might buy those calls back and sell some new calls, or just exit the position in Micron. But I'm pretty concerned. I've just got this tingly feeling that something bad is going to happen in February. And as I said earlier, I think you have to deal with the coronavirus, obviously, in China. Who knows what's happening? You have to deal with Bernie Sanders, who's I have this very bad feeling he's going to win in Iowa and New Hampshire, which is going to hurt the market as well. So I'm very hesitant. I don't really like longs. I mean, I wouldn't really want to go long anything at the moment. I don't even know what I would go long. If I'm going to go long, I would say maybe just go long Tesla, because Tesla does have potential to beat on earnings and go up in this environment, even if bad things happen. So maybe Tesla, again, very big gamble though. So I don't know. Beyond that, you could go long gold, of course. Chinese stocks are undervalued. I don't think so. I think Alibaba is still sitting well north of 200. So what is Baba? Oh, did we close? Oh, markets are closed. I didn't realize we closed. Oh, we closed on the lows. Ooh, that's not good. Baba at 205.47, down 4%. If I was going to say something, I'd say go long gold, maybe go long Tesla. If you believe we're going to recover, I'm trying to think if there's something in tech that I don't think is overvalued, and I'm not sure. So, silver, of course, silver, gold, same thing. I don't know, but I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling going forward. I don't feel good about February. I think something bad is going to happen. Wait, what's this? Something about Jack Reacher? Wait, Lee Child? What? Jack Reacher, author Lee Child, passes writing baton to brother? What? I'm confused. What does that mean? The author of the best-selling Jack Reacher novels is handing over the writing duties to his younger brother? What? I mean, why do you pass it on to your brother? Why don't you just end the series? Just like write one more book and just like have him get killed or get married or something. Like, I don't understand why you are going to hand it over. I'm a big Lee Child fan, by the way. I love the Jack Reacher novels. So that's actually quite interesting to me. I don't understand it. More dollars to be had? I mean, come on. I mean, of course, those of you who have read Jack Reacher, I mean, basically he's a lone drifter and in like his 40s, always single, never married. Well, getting married is equal to getting killed in Naka's mind? No, but the Jack Reacher character, basically, he's like always on his own, and there are all these women who like him. But he's just a drifter. He's always on the road. So that's why I said, like, have him settle down, get married, or have him get killed, basically. But I mean, why pass on the writing duties to your brother? That just seems kind of cheesy. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem too hard to me that you could nicely tie up the ends, and it would make sense. Apex to settle down, get married, equivalent to rest in peace. Not exactly, but I mean the whole point of Jack Reacher novels is he goes city to city and he fights criminals. So if he gets married, like there's no storyline left. It's not about him, you know. It's not that I'm saying rest in peace. It's just that if that happens, you lose the storylines. I mean, what are you going to write about then? But anyway, so that's just disappointing to hear. As someone I've actually read every single Jack Reacher book. Favorite Jack Reacher? There's so many of them. I would say my favorite probably, there are two. So there is The Killing Floor, which I believe is the one that his brother gets killed in, which I absolutely love. That is one. The other one, there's another one with, who's the woman who gets killed early on? She's like in the military police. It's not Nagley. It's what's her name? There's the one where the guy's in he sees a guy coming out of the opera in Boston, I think it is. Which Jack Reacher book is that, chat? You guys should know that. W4R3R3N, take my profits from Tesla. If you've made profits in Tesla, I would get out. I sold Tesla today, actually. Way too early. The stock rebounded all the way back to 560-ish, but I took profits in my calls today. Took about 95% in my call spreads and just got out of Dodge. Yeah, it's a Jack Reacher novel where like he's like in Boston randomly running around, and he sees somebody come out of the opera. It's like some Russian bad guy, and it's like the guy like murdered some military policeman. It was a woman, and he murdered her, and that's the whole premise of what goes on in that book. Somebody's got to know which one I'm referring to, right? Come on, chat. You guys are smarter than me. I'm not that smart. Surely somebody knows the book I'm talking about. Don't make me have to Google it, please. Come on, chat. You're supposed to be more educated than me. Fine, I'm going to have to look it up. So disappointing. You guys are so disappointing. Let me pull it up. We are not boomers. We are not boomers. Okay, let's see. Novel series. Okay, The Killing Floor. It's not The Killing Floor. It's not Die Trying. Is it Tripwire? I don't think it's Tripwire. Let me see. Which one is it? Since I can actually read. It's not that one. Let's see. Reacher. Let's see. Okay. Yes, exactly. It's called Persuader, chat. Let me see. Did anybody get it right? Nobody in chat put in chat, so you guys aren't getting my my hockey tickets. If somebody actually came up with the answer before me, I would have given away some hockey tickets to a Panthers game if anybody lived in Florida. But nobody seemed to get it before me, so that's not going to happen. But the book that I'm referring to is called Persuader. It's the 7th book in the series, and as usual, because I play chess, my brain is so sharp that I'm correct on my details. And what they say is, walking along the street, Reacher sees Quinn, a man who should be dead. Dead as he was responsible for the murder of 2 of Reacher's colleagues 10 years back. Now, a chance encounter outside Boston's Symphony Hall shows Reacher that Francis Xavier Quinn got away with murder. Reacher teams up with the DEA to penetrate a smuggling ring in order to get back at Quinn. So, I'm good. My brain doesn't fail me, fortunately. If it did, I probably would be bad at chess. But yeah, anyway, it's called The Persuader. That one I really liked. Persuader. Yep, I was right about the details. Awesome. It's good to know that even though I read that book 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, I got the details right. Anyway, enough of me gloating like an idiot. What else is there that chat wants to know about? Hikaru is what is this about me? I'm not only a great chess player. I can follow Danya. Yeah, we'll keep chatting and I'll watch Danya. Let's watch Danya. Let's turn off this stupid evaluation. No lines. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What is this? Oh, look, Daniel's playing like Goria Chinka did in the Women's World Championships. Is well known. Oh, he's playing against Lenier. Jeez. Okay, let's see. So pretty standard, not very exciting. Looks pretty drawish. Let's make fun of Daniel. No, I'm not going to make fun of Daniel. Dan Brown. I mean, Dan Brown's fine, but like Da Vinci Code was amazing. What was the book after? He wrote that book before though that was like pretty bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. What was it? Digital. It was what? Digital Fortress. I mean, Digital Fortress is one of the worst books I've ever read. By the way, just to be clear, Dan Brown. I mean, his books Angels and Demons is fine, and of course Da Vinci Code is good. But I mean, Digital Fortress is one of the absolute worst books that I've ever read. Like, I mean, sorry, but it is. Absolutely one of the worst books I've ever read. And I see other people are starting to agree with me. I mean, I've read some bad books, but Digital Fortress was one of the absolute worst. So it's hard for me to like. I mean, I liked Da Vinci Code. I thought the storyline was great, and Angels and Demons was good. But I mean, it's hard for me to really like him when one of the earliest books he wrote was like one of the absolute worst books that I've ever even picked up. So, yeah. Fantasy or sci-fi? Do you mean watching or reading? I love reading. I love watching and reading it. I've not, I haven't read whatever The Expanse is based on, but I've been pounding The Expanse. I've been watching The Expanse, like binging it, because I hadn't heard about it. I'd seen a lot of ads on Twitch for it on Amazon Prime. But I've been reading, or not reading. I've been watching The Expanse almost every day, so I'm already up to season 4, and I really like it. So yeah. Chessbait says I kind of like Digital Fortress. I mean, Chessbait does so much for the chess community, but I really, as much as Chessbait does, and as high of a regard as I hold her in, that is my opinion. I mean, has kind of gone down just a touch in the last 20 seconds. Anyway, Brahms, Bach, or Beethoven. I mean, we can obviously discuss music all day long. But back to the chess, very drawish position here. Lenier being super solid. I didn't lose to Andrew Tang. Yeah, but I mean, I just threw in a lemon. What's the big deal? Anyway, yeah, I mean, I like sci-fi a lot. I mean, fantasy. What is the difference between sci-fi and fantasy? Hikaru is hands down one of the funniest streamers on Twitch. I'm glad that you find me very funny and amusing. Do I listen to classical music? I mean, I can obviously turn on classical music, but I mean, I know the majority of chat is not a big fan. Game of Thrones is fantasy. So what does that fantasy? I mean, what is the difference? I actually don't know the pure difference. Sci-fi is more alien technology driven. Fantasy is more like what? Like you mean like not Dungeons and Dragons, but like you have dragons and all kinds of things? Sci-fi involves technology. Okay, whereas fantasy could be like, some like King Arthur type thing, maybe? Fantasy is magic, dragons, etc. Okay. Lord of the Rings. Okay, yeah, I mean, I love Lord of the Rings, and I'm probably going to start rereading it again soon. But I love sci-fi. I do love sci-fi. Sci-fi is amazing. In the meantime, we've got this very unexciting endgame here. I don't know what Daniel's doing. Why did Daniel just take and give it the bishops? I mean, he should draw this, but Lenier has 2 bishops now. I mean, it's still a draw. You can probably put the pawns in A4 and B3, put them on the light squares. But right now, I don't really like this position that Daniel has. Probably should be a draw, though. If fantasy is the past and Star Wars is fantasy, yeah. I mean, chat just exploded. What did I miss? Did I miss something in chat while I was paying attention to the other screen? This channel has honestly ruined all their chess channels for me. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because it's too good or it's too terrible? Maybe just he should play A4 again. Though this king is coming in. I guess Dan is going to put the knight on D3 to cut the squares. Oh, it's too good? Oh, well, thank you, J-Mac. Thank you so much. Naka's lack of knowledge about nerd culture basics has me tilted. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm very sorry to disappoint you guys, but I'm not really a nerd. I'm actually, I just happen to be good at chess. I'm sorry. I can't help it, unfortunately. What to do? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Okay, so knight d4 played. Danya is fine here. I mean, he still is cutting squares like a6, a4, but again, this knight on d4, Black's king has a straight shot to c5 and then b4. So, I'm not thrilled by what Danya's doing here. I think he might actually lose this. I really don't like what he's done to this position. Maybe he can go knight c2, but I don't like this. Hikaru is just a normal person. I mean, I unfortunately I actually know way too much about normal topics because I grew up like just, you know, being a normal American. What can I say? What to do? Yeah, I mean, okay, b4 I like actually because here he cuts it the other way where now this bishop has no targets and the knight cuts off the bishop from going to b2 and hitting the pawns. I can teach you how to be worse in chess. Well, that would be a good start. I mean, because the other thing is like I love playing chess, but I don't really play other games that much. It's only since I started doing Twitch that like I got into Fortnite. But growing up, I mean, I didn't have a PlayStation. I mean, I didn't play games really. I think the games of my childhood that I remember playing were SimCity 2000, I think it was. Like, I mean, ancient game. I think it was SimCity 2000. Let me make sure. I think it was SimCity 2000. Let me see the cover of the game. Yeah, SimCity 2000. I mean, I love playing SimCity 2000. I played SimCity makes me feel like a boomer, doesn't it? But I played there was an earlier version of SimCity that I played in like 1995 or 96, I think. Let me see. What was the earliest one? Yeah, SimCity. Yes, I played SimCity. Yes, I played SimCity, the original one. Yes, the 1989 version. Yes. This one I remember very well. Yeah, I played SimCity. Yeah, SimCity, what a great game. Oh, man, that takes me back. I wonder if there's an emulator of it that I can play it on stream. I would love to play SimCity. Yeah, SimCity and SimCity 2000 were some games that I loved. And I think and then there was the other game that they stopped making. Sim Tower, I think it was Sim Tower, the other one. Sim Tower, Zero Wing, of course I've played Zero Wing. Sim Tower, how many versions of that did they make? Just one, right? Yeah, Sim Tower, back in the old days, yes. Yeah, so this game, what's happening? 2 bishops, Daniel's pretty much stabilized. Yeah, but Sim Tower was the other one that I played, and Sim Tower I remember very well because Sim Tower, I think most of you guys probably don't remember this, but when I was growing up in the mid to late 90s, this horrible company called Amazon with this horrible guy Jeff Bezos didn't exist. So if you wanted to buy like video games for your PC, you would basically take your let me back up. So basically, in order to buy games or to buy books or whatever, you would get your catalog from school. So it would have like a list of games or clothes or like cookbooks or whatever. And you would basically, you know, take a check, you know, cut out the piece of paper, take the check, and go to school and turn it in, and the game would get delivered to your school like a week or 2 weeks later. And so basically I remember that very well because I remember my mom, I think it was, or my stepfather, one of them wrote the check and they gave me the check. You know, you cut out the little piece of paper, you take the check with the piece of paper into school to get the game. I'm very old. I know. I'm so old. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so old. Sorry, you guys. What can I say? Okay, but this is stupid by Lenier. His bishop is getting trapped here. What is Lenier doing? Maybe he could just go king d6, king d5 and draw. But why can go king c2 and knight d2 and maybe try to start fishing for these pawns on the queen's side? Anyway, you guys, I just remember that so well because that was so much fun. That was so much fun doing that back then. So probably king c2 and knight d2 should be played by Daniel. But I remember that so well, just going to school with that piece of paper. Sim Tower was amazing. I even remembered how to do the tricks. Like you can build the three-story escalator from the underground shop straight to the lobby, I think it is, or from the lobby to the third floor. Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. Anyway, I think Knight D2, Knight B1 is coming maybe. Goes Knight D4, okay. Should still be fine. Duke Nukem, yep, the good old days, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, those were the old days. What else did I play when I was young? I mean, now to sound really cheesy, I think when I was young, let me see which version I played. When I bought my first laptop in 1998, or 97, not sure what it was. It was this amazing Quantex computer. Quantex does not exist anymore. But I had this Quantex laptop, first computer I owned, and my parents were kind enough to buy it for me so that I could study chess with this ancient program called ChessBase, which now seems like everybody knows, even if they're 5 years old. So basically on this Quantex computer that I got, there was a trial version of Microsoft Golf, and I think it was Microsoft Golf like 2.0. I mean, it was a really basic game. It's laughable by modern standards, but there was this trial version of Microsoft Golf on the computer. Thank you, Yardenkus, for the 10 months. Thank you so much. So it had this 3-hole trial version of Microsoft Golf on it, and I remember playing that. And then after that, like maybe in 2000, I went and bought Microsoft Golf. I think it was Microsoft Golf 1998. Yeah, Microsoft Golf 1998, which has endless. There are endless quips by what's his name, David Flaherty, which is why I'm so familiar with all these ridiculous golf terms and phrases, because I actually played Microsoft Golf quite a bit for about a year when I was growing up. Fabiano hung a piece, and Zerk is beating him. Okay, well, enough. As much as I love Danya, we are going to go watch Fabiano instead, since apparently he's losing. Okay, let's see. What do we miss? Okay, what exactly happened here? Space Pinball. I mean, Space Cadet Pinball I've actually played on stream. I've played on stream Loot Cash Money. I mean, I wasted so much time on that game. My high score, I think, was something like 300 million. I wasted so much time on that game for probably about a year and a half. That game was just incredible. Hyperspace Launch, get the gravity well going. Get the gravity well going, and then when you get to the end, when you get to like the 5th rank or 6th rank, you always have to make sure to get the bottom button, so you get the black hole mission where you hit it in the hole, and then it's just a hyperspace launch to complete the mission. And then at the end, I think when you're what are you at the end? Are you like a lieutenant? When you're at the final level, there's like a time warp mission where I think you go back down in the levels to like level 4 or level 5. So I played way too much Space Cadet Pinball back in the day. Booked up on pinball, yeah. I mean, normally when I play a game, I want to be good at it. So even if I suck at it, I want to understand it. The final level, it's when you light up all the lights and you get the 7th level. I don't remember what it is, but let's keep going with this game. Let's keep going. What do we miss? Okay, something weird's happened. So Zerk was winning, obviously, up a piece somewhere around here. I mean, he blundered. Oh, he just blundered this. Wow. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Very messy. I mean, this should just be winning. Zerk is winning, I think. What do you have? Queen, King F6? Anyway, you guys, yeah, I mean, whatever. Just talking about the games that I played when I was young. So, those were the games I played. So I didn't really play that much in the way of games, just a couple of games. Okay, Queen E5, obviously. Queen B6, Knight D6, and I think White is winning here. Knight D6. Queen F... Oh, wait, no, but Queen F2, Queen F5? Yeah, Zerk's got it going on. He's going to be winning King E6 and like Queen G5. This is game over, I think. Oh no, there's E3. Oh no. Oh no, E3 is just winning. Oh my gosh, he missed the E3 is winning for black. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Queen E5 is game over. Or no, wait, no. Black doesn't have to trade. I think White's mating him. Queen H5, right? Knight F5. Yeah. Knight F5? Well, no, what's knight e8? Now king f8? Oh, no, then queen f7. King g8, knight f6, mate. Mate, knight f6 is checkmate. Queen h7, queen f7. Game over. Oh, ouch! Oh my gosh, e3 was winning. Unbelievable. Yeah, e3 here is just GG, game over. e2, e1. Game over. White can't do anything. Move the king, I just trade and go e2. No way to stop it. If you play like knight e4, I just trade e2. I mean, nothing white can do. White just loses. You trade and go e2, e1 next move. It's the ski ball, the ski monster game. That's the one where you go down, right? What is that game called? Is that called ski? What is that one? I love that game, the ski monster game. What's it called? Ski Free. Ski Free. Oh man, I remember playing Ski Free in like, I don't know, like 94 maybe. I mean, I was playing that game ages ago. There's no queen c8 because your king is pinned, by the way, folks. Yeah, Ski Free was an amazing game. I think I probably played Ski Free for like 3 days straight. And I'm like, there's got to be some way you can avoid the abominable snowman. I think I played it like 3 days in a row, and finally I gave up. I'm like, there's just no way to avoid him. Yeah, I think I played that game for like 3 minutes, for like 3 days. Not even 3 days. I mean, like 3 days straight. I just played it. Like, there's got to be some way to avoid the snowman, because at that time, you know, things like Google didn't exist. The internet didn't really exist, so you couldn't just like go look up. You couldn't go look it up online and be like, can you avoid the abominable snowman in Ski Free? Like, you can. I couldn't figure it out. I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm pretty sure you cannot avoid it. That Ski Free game is still available. I don't know, but man, that was some good stuff. Those were the old days. Those were the good old days. Okay, so what else do we have still going? Not a whole lot. Can someone tell me how many rounds I've played and how many rounds I've played so far? Because I think I'll just do a little bit more coverage, and then I'm gonna have to head out shortly. But I think I'm just gonna do a little bit more, and then I'm probably gonna head out. So. Yeah, I mean, I should play Pokemon on stream. Yeah, I mean, I could, but yeah. Google didn't exist, but Alta Vista, yes, that's true. Yahoo and Alta Vista existed, right, man? Wasn't there one other site that was it Babel? There's one other site I thought that had a search engine. I can't really remember. Any reason for buying options over stocks or futures other than possibility to increase leverage, assuming you don't construct option hedges? I think futures. You have to have more. I think you have to buy in a bigger quantity first of all. Yeah, there's Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves was another one. Yep, indeed. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna run to the restroom quickly, and then we'll be back, and I'll cover a little bit more. I think of this of the Pro Chess League, and then I'm gonna have to bounce in probably about half an hour. So, Lyco's another one, but anyway, I'll be right back, you guys. All right, you guys, what's up? So we are back, I believe. I should get some more coffee while I'm at it. Thoughts on Nvidia stock? Again, I don't have a strong opinion. Actually, let me just follow Daniel. That's how I should do it. /follow GM Naroditsky, right? Oh wait, no, that's not what it is. /follow Daniel Naroditsky, or what's it? Daniel? Is that what it is? Daniel. Okay. Okay. Thoughts on Nvidia stock? I don't have strong opinion. I assume it probably got clobbered too, right? Down 4%, just like pretty much everything. I mean, Micron down 4%. I don't know. Did AMD? Microsoft actually didn't get killed as badly. AMD only down 2% as well. Thank you to Jules Chief for the 14-month resub. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Nvidia's had such a run. Obviously, they were even higher. I think they were what, 300? Were they like 300 at some point last year on Bitcoin stuff? I feel like they were 300 at some point or close to it. No, they were 280. 280 in August of 2018. Okay, so not quite 300. Again, I mean, like I don't know what to make of. I feel like they're overvalued, just like AMD. So I don't know. Once again, I don't have good ideas at the moment. So all right. We are following Daniel Naroditsky. We're following Daniel Naroditsky. We're going to watch his games. Let me see how many more games I have. Virgin Galactic. What is Virgin Galactic? Is that SPEE? That's SPC, right? That's another stock that I've heard a lot about. Like, what is their... I feel like they've had a very weird, like, last month or two. I feel like they gapped and they went down and they gapped again, I think. They gapped all the way up and then came down. I don't know what to make of them. I don't even know anything really about them. Do I stream something besides chess? I mean, not really. I can occasionally stream Fortnite. I stream Jump King. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Virgin Galactic, I don't actually know anything about them. I mean, are they Richard Branson or not? That is Branson, I assume. Let me see the profile. Oh wait, no, they aren't. They aren't Branson. Wait, what are they? Sorry, I'm apparently stupid. Oh no, it was founded by Branson. No, it is founded by Branson. Okay. Oh, they're an aerospace company developing human space flight for individuals and researchers. Okay, so basically they're trying to compete with Elon and Jeff. They're trying to compete with SpaceX and Blue Origin, I assume, if I understand correctly. I really don't know anything about them, so I can't actually comment. So yeah. Could we watch the Super Bowl together? I will not be in Florida for the Super Bowl. On Sunday, February 2nd, I believe that is, I will be flying to LA. I'll be flying to LA on February 2nd, of course. So I will not be in Florida for the Super Bowl. All right, just waiting for Daniel's game to begin. I assume it'll start soon. Okay, so round 2 coming up next. And then, yeah, airplane stream? Nah, I'm not going to stream in an airplane. Okay. Did I ever have a 9-to-5 job? No, I did not have a 9-to-5 job. Have I ever met with a sub? No, I haven't done a meetup or anything like that, so no. But I mean, there are people who've asked me for signatures who have said they subbed to my channel. I mean, I guess you could say I've met a sub. I mean, I've met Ali Reza, obviously, and he is a sub. So if he counts, then yeah, I have, I guess. But mods are subs too, yeah, but I've never met any of the mods. Yeah, so I have met a sub. I've met Ali Reza. There you guys go. And obviously I've met Danya. Or no, but Daniel's not a sub. He gets gifted subs. So Feng Wei Wei says you have met me. Have I met you guys since I started streaming? I guess is the question. I've met Botez and Tori. Okay, thank you for that. So somebody that autographs with Sleepy Mario. Yeah. Oh right, of course Chris Wainscott is a good friend of mine too. So yeah, Yanku says I've met you. Yeah, I don't know how many of you. I mean, if you haven't met me in St. Louis though, really the only places people could have met me would have been in St. Louis and in Moscow, pretty much. Have I ever randomly met fans walking down the street? Oh yeah, Anna Rudolph, of course. Eric Rosen too. I mean, it occasionally happens that I meet somebody in Miami. Occasionally, not often. But it doesn't usually happen here. It's happened most times in airports. It's happened a lot of times in the German airports in Frankfurt and Munich. It's happened a lot at Newark as well. The fun fact, I think it's maybe like 2 months ago, I was flying through Newark, and there was a guy, there was one of those not trolleys, but like one of those things that's shuttling like 4 to 5 people along because they if they have bad knees or their wheelchairs or those sorts of things, or they're very old. And so one of those goes by me, and I remember it went by me, and I'm just walking, and while it went by me, I heard a guy, I think it was in Spanish. He's like, "Oh Dio mío, es el Nakamura," I think is what he said. Which means that is Nakamura, basically. And I heard that, and it made me laugh. I didn't turn around and look, but I heard that. I was like, how ridiculous. So I think he said El Nakamura or S El Nakamura. I don't remember exactly what he said. But he said something like that. So yeah, that was me. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, very very funny, you guys. So yeah, so it does happen from time to time, but mainly in the airports. It's happened most times in Germany though, mostly in München or in Frankfurt. So yeah. Anyway, it's happened a lot in Newark. It's happened on the coast actually, in LA a bit too. I mean, I do fly in and out of LA more often than I would like. So it's like in LA, you're in the minority not being a celebrity. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna watch this game between Fabiano Caruana and Fabiano Caruana. Stupid chat, you put that stupid name in my head. Between Fabiano Caruana and Daniel Naroditsky. Thank you for that, chat. Who is the guy? Somebody wrote that in chat like 2 seconds earlier. Anyway, they're playing a Spanish. They're just playing a Spanish. Knight a5, c5, d4, probably queen c7 or knight c6. Anyway, okay, we've got a Chigorin defense here. Bishop c2, c5, queen c7, a4 played by Fabiano. Maybe bishop d7 or bishop b7 here by Danya. Anyway, yes, thank you for that. I don't think I've really run into celebs much. Where have I'm trying to think if there are any major celebs that I've just run into accidentally, and I'm having trouble thinking of any in airports or anywhere. Okay, knight b6 now. I guess a5. Yeah, a5 and some c4, b4. Yeah, try to shut the whole queen side here, basically. And now black's off this really bad knight on c8, which is kind of ugly, I must say. Like you can play b4, but then the whole queen side gets closed. And I think white is probably better in the structure if you play b4. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've really run into people who are super famous randomly. I mean, I'm trying to think in airports if it's happened, but I'm drawing a blank, honestly. Okay, so Daniel does play b4. I'm assuming knight bd2, knight f1, some g4, knight g3. Pretty classic stuff here from Fabiano. I'm expecting Fabiano to win this because this looks like a very Fabiano game. Very close structure. Very simple ideas on the king side. I mean, Fabiano's going to smoke him, I think. Or, I mean, smoke him, yes, of course. I mean, this is just ugly. Like, knight f4 takes e5. I mean, I think you have to go knight f4. It's imperative. Because if you go knight g7, knight g3, white's going to control f5 breaks. He's going to put the bishop on h6. So, I mean, I think you have to play knight f4 or else you just lose, I think. But I haven't really met celebs in airports. I mean, I haven't run into I mean, I assume you take and go like e5 or maybe queen d2 and then e5. It looks pretty ugly for black. I mean, obviously... Oh, wait, sorry. I can't pre-move. This isn't my game. I was trying to play ef4, like make the pre-move here for Daniel. But obviously it's not my game, so I can't make the pre-move for him. Although he should make the pre-move. He should make the pre-move. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I'm just like I'm trying to make the pre-move and I forget like it's not actually my game. I can't do that. That's pretty ridiculous too. I do not always go on first class. No, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you for the 100 bits. No, I don't. I usually fly economy. I get some upgrades from flying too much, but usually I just fly normal economy. The thing is, if you're already a celeb, people run into you, not you into them. That's probably true. Okay, Fabiano sacking exchange, and this looks really bad for Daniel. I mean, pieces are very passive. White's just going to play knight g3, h4. I mean, you don't get a break, so I mean, this is just terrible for Daniel. Terrible. He's going to have to try to go like knight a7, rook e8, knight c8 back, and hope that he can do something. But again, white controls the center. Every piece here for white is great. Black could put a knight on e5, he'd be okay. But this knight... There are no access points. His pawn covers this square. He's got a pawn on g6, so he can't really get a knight to g6 easily. Maybe he can play knight e7. Idea to go g5, knight g6, perhaps. I think he should go knight e7 for sure, and rook e8, though. Why pre-move in a 10-minute game with increment? Because it's a move that can't be executed if the capture doesn't occur. So obviously, I don't know why Dan is thinking knight e7 is kind of forced here. I mean, unless he wants to go g5 first, but I feel like if he plays g5, queen d2, there's definitely going to be some e5 and knight h5, knight f5. So now he's definitely, if he gets g5, knight e5, he's better. If g5, knight g5 takes, queen g5, king h8, knight h5, then black has bishop e8, hitting the knight and covering the g7 square, so there's no checkmate anymore. So g5 is playable, but knight e7 seems more pragmatic to play rook e8, put pressure on the e-file first. I assume Fabiano is going to go like queen h6 or h4 maybe to stop g5. He might even just go queen d2 because then keep the same g5, e5 idea. He plays queen h6. I would assume you have to go rook e8 or rook f7, one of the two. I don't know which one. King h8 and knight g8 is another idea. It feels a little bit slow, but it's definitely possible. I would probably play rook f7 and rook e8 or rook f8 first, because now king h8, knight g8 is a real idea here. And also, if white plays knight h4 with the rook on f7, you can just go g5 and then knight g6 or knight g8 as well. So you can't go h4 because then you hang the pawn. So I kind of like what Daniel's doing here. He's still worse, but again, this pawn, the rook is kind of tied down here. You can't easily push either of the g or the e pawn here. And if you get rook e8 or rook f8, I think you're maybe okay. Okay, so now king h8 and knight g8 is, I think, almost imperative here. Rook e8 is fine, but you don't really ever hit the pawn. Rook f8, same thing. I don't think you're worried about g5, so the double rooks don't make much of a difference. So king h8 and knight g8 looks pretty obvious to me. I'm a little surprised that Daniel hasn't played it. I mean, come on, Daniel. You would play king h8 in 5 seconds against me. Just go king h8. And king g2 doesn't really do much for white either, because rook h1's not really an idea, because you can't just push this pawn up since this pawn protects the pawn on g4. So, I mean, king h8 looks... I don't know why Dan is thinking. He should just play king h8 in half a second. I don't like queen h6. I don't like queen d8. Well, I guess he wants queen f8, but I thought it was better to keep the queen eyeing this pawn and just play for some kind of g5 or rook f8, king h8, knight g8. I guess if you get the queen to g7, you have ideas to play. You have ideas to play for queen a1 with f5 maybe. So maybe it's not so bad. But I don't know if I like it so much. I'm a little worried about like a queen f4 move hitting the pawn and preventing any of these ideas with queen f8 here. I'm also really concerned that maybe white can play e5 and knight e4 now as well. That's why, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe king h8 did allow e5 and knight e4 and then all kinds of bad times happening everywhere. But I don't know. We'll see. If e5 here, I mean, you take and you have queen f8, and then you hit everything on the f file. So, thank you, IMP Hack, for the sub with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Once again, you guys, if you do it Amazon Prime, you do get one free sub every month. So you can sub to my channel or any other channel on Twitch for free, thanks to Amazon. Now, Fabiano plays knight h4. I would assume you go queen f8 here. I do not like this. Or no, maybe Fabiano's idea, I guess, is just to trade and go f4. I think you have to play queen f8 here. I don't think you have any other choice. Unless you're going to play g5, knight f5, knight g6, and go for knight f4. But you're giving up a pawn. There's knight h5. I mean, it just looks very sketch to play g5 here. So I think you have to play queen f8. And then you go g5 and knight g6 and knight e5 or knight f4. And you've got counterplay coming here. So, I mean, queen f8 seems pretty obvious to me. I don't know why he hasn't played it yet. Because if queen f4, g5, queen d6, then you take queen d7, and then you win the knight on g3 as well. So, queen f8 seems pretty obvious. I don't really know why Daniel's thinking here. It's just the most obvious move in the position. Too much arrows. I need more arrow, right? Okay, so now you take with... I think you take with a king, so that when you go g5, there's no knight h6 idea to hit the... Okay, it takes with the rook. That's probably fine, too. I would have taken with the king, I think. Okay, now you have to play g5, I think. Takes knight f5. Still ugly, but this is why I probably would have taken with the king, because now you end up with the passive rooks again. The rooks aren't doing much. I don't really like this for... Now knight f5, maybe? Knight g6. I would have taken with the king, I think. This pawn is so weak. When you take, white takes, and knight e4 is coming. This is just so ugly. Maybe just knight g6 and play for counterplay. Try to keep a bind on these dark squares here, because you'll take or go this way. And unless white can win the second pawn, which he won't easily be able to attack, then I think he can hold this. But it's very dangerous. There's no doubt about that. I'd also be concerned about some e5, knight e4 long term as well, and then the whole house could collapse. So it's not easy to play. So he takes with king f3. I guess knight h3. You have rook h1. No, you have bishop g4. Takes king f5. Not pretty. Okay, I think you have to go knight g6, knight e5 now. I think it's forced. I think knight g6, knight e5 is absolutely forced here. I don't know why he's thinking. You just got to go knight g6 and knight e5 here. No choice, Daniel. Unless he wants to play rook d8, idea to play bishop g4 and then win the knight on d6. Knight b7, rook c8 maybe, and then rook c7. Problem here, I think, is white can play... Oh, no, e5 you take, and then the king is open, so he doesn't have time for knight e4 because you can take on d5. So let's see. So knight b7 seems like a forced move. You go knight f5, I'm just going to trade, and then knight g6, knight e5, and black can't really win, but black can't lose either. This king is a little bit iffy. I think I would have preferred having the king on h2 rather than f3, because there would never be any threats on the f file then, whereas now the king is wide open on f3. So I'm not thrilled by this king f3 move by Fabiano. Not to mention it hangs the pawn on h3 as well. So I don't love this position for Fabiano, but I think he's still fine. I think he can probably play knight f5, and he can argue that the position is so close. There's only one file, one break here, that he's not losing. So I mean, maybe he should just bail out with knight f5 and make a draw. I assume he's going to try to find something first rather than do that. So rook c8, idea rook c7, hit the knight. Still no e5. Same problem on the f file. And Daniel wants to go rook c7, rook d8, and then put pressure on the knight so that white can never attack these pawns on the queen side. If black has time, maybe he can even bring his king over. Okay, so now probably rook c7, knight d6, and knight g6, and I think, yeah, rook c7. I think Daniel's stabilized. He can't win here, I don't think, but rook c7, knight d6. Yeah, rook c7, knight d6, rook d8, and I think he's completely fine. I think he's completely fine. Rook d8, of course. So now knight f5 will probably be played. Takes. Oh, Daniel blundered knight h5. Oops. Daniel blundered knight h5. Oh, dear. Maybe he's still got knight f4, though. And bishop g4. Yeah, he blundered this. Actually, I missed it, too, to be fair. So, oh, that's a big oops. Maybe you can go king f8, king e7 or something. King f8, knight f6, king e7. Looks iffy. It's not good. Yeah, Daniel missed this, so this is a problem. This is a big problem. He was so close to even. I mean, maybe, I don't know, 95 or something. I mean, this feels like this should be okay, but the problem is the king and this weakness here. Maybe even just bishop e8 was better. But yeah, now Daniel's in trouble for sure. Okay, he's going to give up the pawn. The problem is white's going to go e5, takes, and like knight e4. And d6 is coming. The knights, all the pawns on the king side are hanging. Looks very, very disgusting. It's important that white does not take on d7 though, because then black can just take the knight and get a blockade and fight for the f file as well here, going down all the way. So I think knight f6, king e7, and e5 followed by knight e4 should be pretty good for white. Actually, there's rook f1 and rook f6 too, which I just noticed. This is ouch town for Dania. Although maybe king e7, rook f6, rook f8. Oh, knight f5 takes d6. Oof, brutal. Knight f5 is coming now. Although he has bishop g4 maybe? Does he have bishop g4 here? A last-ditch effort? He's got bishop g4, I think. Only move here. Only move is bishop takes g4. Only move here. Because you also hit the knight, which guards the rook. So bishop g4 is an only move here for Daniel. But the problem is rook d6, rook f5, and I think you can't stop e5 here. Yeah, or you've got knight h4, rook g5, rook g6 maybe? Oh no, knight h4, white just goes e5 and d6. Ooh. Ooh, ouch, 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 ouch. Brutal. E5 is just game over now. Knight f5, gf5. Oof. Brutal. Yeah, e5 is just crushing. Oh man, e5 is just crushing here. I mean, there's no way Fabiano is going to miss it with 4.5 minutes. Yeah, e5 is just nasty. Really nasty. Ugh. Oh, man. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I mean, I think Daniel was fine even around here, but the problem is it's just not an easy position to play, you know? Like, I mean, let's see. Okay, let's go back to here. Right, okay. So let's see. So right around here, right. So white's trying to play g5, e5. So you play f6. Then, yeah, you want to do something. Queen h6. I mean, again, I don't know about rook f7. Yeah, I think this idea to trade queens was wrong. I think king h8 was much better. I didn't like this queen d8 move. Because now, again, white's getting f4. I mean, it's not quite right. Yeah, and then f4, and it's... Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, e5, I mean... Bishop d1. Fabiano doesn't even play d6, which was winning. Like, look at these 3 pawns. I mean, and again, this is the problem with Black's position. He's got all these pawns, but the rooks are stuck behind all these pawns. He needs a rook like on the back rank here to attack everything. And with these rooks just so cramped, it's just like game over. F6 is here. I mean, E6, D6, like the whole thing. Bishop G4 to completely lock it down. Like Bishop G4 for posterity looks crushing. F6 is crushing. I'd play Bishop G4 as a human just to be really, really mean. Bishop G4 and then King E4 and then F6. Like, yeah, and Fabiano's just going to do it, of course. I mean, just look at this. Look at these pawns. Black just has no activity. These rooks are so passive. This bishop and knight now F6 and then E6 and just D6. Everything wins here. F6 is just game over. I think okay, even King E4, no need to be hasty. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, this is just so gross for Daniel. So on that note, you guys, I think I am going to get rolling on out. I have some other stuff I have to do tonight. Daniel offers Fabiano the opportunity to take the rook. Of course, you just go D6 or F6. So I'm going to bounce on out, you guys, as soon as this game ends. But I will be back tomorrow to stream a choker match against Eric Rosen at 2 o'clock. I probably will also play some chess later as well. So I'm going to get rolling, but I'll be back tomorrow for more choker, more chess. Thanks to the mods, Bruja, Chess Bay, everybody else that I have forgotten. And thanks to all the guys who gifted subs, resubbed. We're going to send the raid over to Daniel. Hopefully he's not in too bad of a mood, but I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. So have a good rest of your Monday evening. All right, goodbye.